Well, tonight in the podcast, ladies and gentlemen, the Biden-Harris administration, I definitely want to emphasize Harris because she's just as much as a part of it as Biden. I want y'all to check out what they're trying to do in the last hours of the Biden-Harris administration. Now, we know we have this election coming up very, very soon. It's almost creeping up on 30 days, here in a few days, actually. And we want you to see what they're doing just in case Harris don't win the election. Let's check that out. This is coming from the LA Times. With the election looming, the U.S. is approving citizenship applications at the fastest speed in years. Now, why could they be doing that, ladies and gentlemen? Why could they be doing that? Now, they're going to actually say it real quick. You don't have to get far into this, okay? Because you know the Democrat Party, they don't want to just say, hey, let the voters come out and just vote and let's see how it goes. Oh, no. They got to do what they do. All right. Look at the main bullet point they got at the top. Many immigrants want to get citizenship in time to vote in the upcoming election. Just I want you to just let that marinate right there. Many immigrants want to get a citizenship in time to vote in the upcoming election. And we know, ladies and gentlemen, who they're going to vote for because they're going to say, hey, Biden and Harris gave me my citizenship, so I'm going to go vote for Harris in this particular election. They don't care about the economy or none of that sort of thing. They're worrying about themselves, and we don't know. Maybe they could have got a promise to, hey, we'll get you citizenship, but you got to vote for Harris. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we can't put it past the Democrat Party, right? Now, they say they had hundreds of people from 63 countries that packed the Riverside Theater last week, and that's in California, to take the oath of citizenship. Talking about American flags lined the stage, as messengers convened, the immigrants' new power played on a large screen. Today I'm an American. Today I'm a citizen of the country I serve. Today I can register to vote. You see that? And that's the part that I really want to highlight on with this. Is not so much of them getting the citizenship and that's and everything, but the Biden-Harris administration, we told y'all they was going to rush citizenships, rush amnesty, anything they can to make them legal because, hey, once they become a citizen, they can vote now. So you can't say they're voting illegally. Can't say that. So they're doing everything they can right now. Now, watch those battleground states that's coming up in this election. Watch those battleground states. It wouldn't shock me that they're trying to hurry up and approve citizenships in these battleground states and just kind of lean on, hey, you know, it was, you know, Harris, you know, she's part of the administration. She helped you get your citizenship. So, hey, now you can vote. You can register to vote. So it'd be good for you to vote for Harris because, hey, Harris, you got family members? Okay, well, she'll let you bring your family members over now. You can sponsor your family members. But if that mean Donald Trump get in there, you're not going to be able to do it. They're going to say everything they can to get these people to vote for her. Right? And it's just amazing to me how you look at the longshoreman strike that's going on, at least right now, today, the filming of this video. Biden can end the longshoreman strike right now, but he's saying, oh, I don't want to get in the middle of collective bargaining agreements, but yet he has the power as president to do something right now, right? Harris can go say something. She don't do nothing either, right? But when it's time for them to show up to do something, they don't do it. But they're rushing immigrants to become citizens. And this is what I told Black Americans. I told you that look at the theme of this election with the Democrats. They're not talking about you. They're not talking about none of our issues as Black Americans. They're not prioritizing you in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Think about it. Go back to 2020. They talked about you a lot more. Go back to 2016. They talked about you a lot more. This election, 2024, the Democrats aren't talking about you. You're a byproduct. Yes, they need the Black vote, but you're not being prioritized on any agendas. You understand? And the reason why you're not being prioritized on any agenda because they don't need you no more. I told you what the play was. I told you long while ago. The play is if Harris gets in office, she's going to give amnesty to all the people that came over here during the time when Biden and her was in the White House. She's going to give them amnesty on the guise of they come vote for her when she runs for re-election. And they're going to do it because they want to get the other family members over here too. You understand? And if she legalized another 10, 15 million people, she gives them citizenship where they can vote in elections. Then at that point, if you look at their numbers versus the Black American numbers, you now became Los Angeles, California. Why do I mention Los Angeles, California? Black people are not relevant in Los Angeles or the state of California, the black vote. It's not relevant. The Hispanics and Asians outnumber black people, and that was all done by design. And they want to bring the same political irrelevance to the rest of America for black people by flooding the zone with a bunch of people from 160 countries, 190 countries, whatever country they want to bring them from, right? They know that the migrants will assimilate into their system. The migrants is not going to fight for rights. The migrants is not going to say anything. They're just going to go with the flow, go along and get along. We are the only one in this country, ladies and gentlemen. We are the only one who have been fighting and standing up for rights and freedoms. Everybody tries to mirror what we have done already. This is why this election is extremely important, Black America. It is extremely important that you get involved because your literal survival in America is linked to this right now. Of course, they're going to try to talk about Project 2025. Man, Project 2025 ain't crap to all these people you trying to legalize. Because when you legalize all these people that come in here, they're against Black Americans because they're going for resources. And Black Americans are in their way. When Black Americans talk about reparations, all these people that come over here, they don't support reparations because they feel that they entitled to resources. These people coming here feel entitled to resources. So of course all these immigrants, for the most part, are against Black Americans getting reparations because they feel that's taking something from them that they could be getting. Understand? So we at a position where if you vote for Harris, then you voting for open borders and mass amnesty at this point. And just where you at with it. And ask Black people in California, do they really get anything done being politically irrelevant? Ask Black people in California how all these other groups are always attacking them. Ask them about that. Just ask them. Have a conversation. Even if you have a Black politician, they got to pander to other groups. They can't pander to Black people whatsoever. I told y'all this was the play. When I told y'all they was flying them in and doing different things. Oh, well, how do you know? Then come out later, the CBP-1 app. They flying 30,000 of them in a month. They were flying 30,000 people a month into American cities. But yet we have a homeless population. You understand what I'm saying? We have poor people, working class people that need help. But yet you're flying 30,000 people in. Then you're sitting up here giving citizenship in a rapid pace just so they can vote, because that's the whole play. These people would do anything possible to not play the game fair. Let me say it that way. They will cheat. They will undermine. They will do all that just so they can stay in power. For real, for real. And as an American citizen, you better care because most Americans don't even have a passport. Most of you are not going to get up, pack your family up, and leave. You're just not going to do that. Well, because America keeps you in a position where you couldn't do it. America gives you just enough. We're talking about just working class people. They give you just enough just to pay your bills, to keep some food on the table, maybe a roof over your head, a car to drive, right? Maybe here and there you can have a little money for vacation, maybe a little money to party and BS, maybe. But they don't give you a bag a lot of times where you can say, you know what, I'm going to pack up my family and move to some other country. It don't have to be the African continent. Maybe go to the Caribbean. Maybe go somewhere in Latin America. Now, some black people have done it. But what I mean by that, the majority of you are not going to do it. Let's keep it 100. It's too many of y'all to do it. It is what it is. And some of you don't want to do it. So since you don't want to do that, and that's not an option for you, then you need to be concerned about where this country is going. Now, you don't have to take my word for it. You know, you can say, hey, he's just talking crap. Okay, that's fine. But I just don't want to hear the crying about 2 years into her administration about, man, I can't get a job no more. I got laid off and they hired migrants and they did this. The only thing I'm going to say is, hey, I tried to tell y'all before the election. I tried to tell you. I said, you listening to all Angela Rye, you listening to Tiffany Cross, you listening to Boulay Martin, you listening to all these Shields, you listening to all these people in your family. They listen. I know black folk. Black folk do not get it until they're in the middle of it. Then you want to fix it now. I know you. You always wait until you're in the middle of a problem before you realize that it was an issue. But the people that tried to tell you before it got to that point, you dismissed them. You dismissed them. You better think more about self-preservation and stop having emotional ties to a freaking party or a candidate or whatever. Think about policy. Think about what they're doing now. And it's a simple question. Are you better off today after these 4 years? Are you better off today than you were in the previous administration? That's all the question you got to ask. And that alone should let you know, what you probably, need to think about, right? But I've said this, I'm going to repeat this. I am not in support of the Democrat Party at this stage of the game because of the disrespect, because of all our our reparations money, it's been going to the migrants. That's where it's been going. You're talking about reparations, all that money they've been spending on migrants and the billions, that could have been reparations right there. And the Democrats are telling you no. Because at first y'all say, well, Republicans ain't going to give you nothing, and the Democrats ain't giving it to you either. Well, the Democrats support a study, and they did that in California. Look what came out of that study, right? Nothing. Sabotage the reparations bill. And that's how the Democrat Party feel about black Americans completely. They don't want you to have reparations. They rather have people that just got here yesterday to get all the money, but they don't want you to have nothing. That's something that's even owed to you. Gavin Newsom just also vetoed a bill to stop black people from getting their land back. He vetoed a bill. But the Democrats are our friends, though. We supposed to go out and vote Democrat. But yet, the little things they can do, and that's the thing, the little things they can do, small things that could be a gesture to black people to get black people. Like, this is how crazy the Democrat Party is today. Most politicians be like, you know what, let me do this so I can get these votes. They don't respect you so much now that they not even trying to do nothing nice or some gesture to get your vote now. They ain't trying. Because I told you, the Democrat Party has moved on from black Americans. And this is why black men have moved on away from them. Now, of course, we got some black men some of them are there, right? And they can do what they do. Even the Bible teaches that all won't be saved. But you have to think, everybody who's ever done something in life, people have always criticized them. People have always ridiculed them when they say it's another way. You can go all the way back to the Bible where Christ was walking around. People didn't like what he was saying. People ridiculed him. People talked about him and all kind of other things. And then in the end, he was right on everything he said, right? Every great person we've had, even in our community, from Harriet Tubman, people criticized her, didn't agree with her, but in the end, Harriet Tubman was right. You know what I'm saying? Malcolm X, Dr. King, and so many different people, would take issue with some things that we're saying because they are behind the curve. They're not ahead of it. Like what we're trying to be here is ahead of the curve. But the key word to remember today is self-preservation. Open borders and mass amnesty will not pan out too well for Black Americans because we don't have our just due. Remember, we have a wealth gap, racial wealth gap. How do you have a racial wealth gap and then the funds that should be going to you to close the racial wealth gap? Because the Democrats like to mention a racial wealth gap, but they never do nothing to close it. Pay attention to that, because the only way you can close a racial wealth gap is reparations. That was the only thing that can close it. But they don't want to do that. They say, nah, we're not closing a racial wealth gap. We're going to give all the money that we could have gave to y'all to close it. We're going to give it to migrants because we moved on from y'all. And I told you the Democrat Party is just as Klan as a Republican Party can be Klan. I told y'all that. And the worst part about the Democrat Party is you got a bunch of black faces representing that party. They should be doing something for Black Americans, right? So that people can miss me with all that. Listen, when the Democrat Party do reparations, when the Democrat Party show me that they care about Black Americans and actually putting tangibles in the hands of Black Americans, and then you ain't got to be a part of some secret club, or you got to go to this luncheon and this meeting, and you got to go do this. I'm talking about something that benefit the masses of Black Americans. Because sure, you can go join certain groups. Sure, you can get this and that, and sure, you can get certain things, but that doesn't really benefit the masses of Black America. That benefits individual Black people. And if you want a people group to be good, then you give the masses. Just like there's when the migrants get something, it's not like it was a secret and only a couple of migrants got it and the rest of them did it. No. Notice all the job fairs. Notice all the resources they're getting, right? Notice that. Pay attention to all that, ladies and gentlemen. It was nothing secret about that. They didn't have to do no meetings with the NAACP. They didn't have to do go to a super PAC. They didn't have to do nothing. They didn't even have to vote. So y'all better think about self-preservation in this election. The Democrats are done with Black America, and y'all should realize that, and you haven't realized that, you realize